Yeah.
All right, guys, we're live. Hey, guys, this is Chris with T3 Medias, and I'm here with my friend JFS, representing the what's the name of the channel? Is it just JFS Review?
JFS the reviewer. So I pretty much review movies, video games, cartoons, you name it. So that's pretty much what I do. I also review some wrestling as well.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about wrestling earlier, man. Maybe we'll get into that just a little bit on the upcoming topic. So we're gonna run through this real quick, guys. I kind of changed the format a little bit for talking through the media's live. I'm gonna use the rule of three a lot. Like, you know how people say stuff like these things happen in threes, right? So I'm using the number three a lot. So there's going to be three main stories, three top stories that I picked that's going on for the week. Then we move into a segment called Rule of Three, where everybody on the panel, since it's just me and JFS, it's just us. So we just, whatever three things that's going on that you want to talk about, it's an open board, open discussion. And then three questions. That's three questions from the viewers. So when we get views in, if people want to, ask us some questions, I'll only pick three. And if there's spillover, I'll tackle it on a later episode of We Got Your Mail. But this is just it's a quick, fast-paced show. And the only reason why there's probably not going to be that many viewers right now is because last minute, I didn't set up yesterday like I should have, like I said I was. But this is all happening last minute. But it's still going to be fun. So all right, without further ado, let's get into the first top three things that's going on. Now, the first thing I had on the top three was the Mandalorian, the third episode of Mandalorian. Have you been watching the Mandalorian?
I haven't gone to Disney Plus, but a friend of mine has been sending me some of the episodes of it, and I'm very happy with the fact that they're doing the live action for these Star Wars series that they're doing. This direction they're going with.
Live action versus like cartoons and whatnot?
Yeah, because, I was mostly used to the Clone Wars series and how they did that, but I think live action might be a little easier for them, but it really depends on, how far they're going to take the story.
Right. Yeah, this is just the beginning. I think they're still doing the Obi-Wan Kenobi thing as well. And I'm not going to spoil anything just in case for anybody who hasn't, just like JFS says, he didn't, I don't know if you caught this the third episode that just dropped yesterday, but it was, without giving away any spoilers, it was good. It was to me, the best episode that they've ever done. The production level of this, you can tell that Disney's like really putting their all into this, and it's a lot. It's just a lot of fun now. I like the first two episodes was fun as well, but this series as a whole, I'm having a blast with it. And I know you've seen all the merchandising going on with what everybody calls him Baby Yoda. I call him Yoda Baby. I know you've been seeing that.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot on Twitter, Tumblr. I've been seeing it everywhere. I guess that's pretty much the name we're going with it, because they really never gave the name of the Yoda species, so we just call them Yoda species, or either way. I am happy with how this series is going, and it is giving us an opportunity to see them taking this direction with the Star Wars, with some of the characters, and because I know after what happened with the Solo movie, they're considering not doing any more of Star Wars solo films.
Right.
So I'm thinking this might be a better route with them going for more of a TV series kind.
I think you're probably right, but I bet you there's going to be a new demand for not just for, well, I bet there will be another solo type of a movie, but it's just going to depend on the character. Like, people are probably going to demand a Mandalorian movie. Since it's starting off, it'll happen. But I think you're right. I think they did say that they were going to pull away from that. But watch the success of these shows. I'm telling you, the demand is going to come back.
Oh yeah, but I think this is actually a test run what they're doing, because if the Mandalorian doesn't do well later on, I think they might reconsider. But the fact that it's going well 3 episodes in, they're probably going to be motivated to make more of these series.
I hope so, man. Guys, let us know what you guys think. Are you enjoying the Mandalorian so far? Are you having a blast with it? Do you think they will go back to the I want to use another word, but solo, but I have to use that word. So standalone character solo type movies where they might make a Mandalorian movie. They might go with that Obi-Wan movie in the future. I don't think they should do the Obi-Wan thing. I think the series might be a better thing, but who knows what's going to happen in the future. Just like I said, comment below. If we can get the questions in before we end the show, then I'll tackle it right away. But if not, we'll tackle it another time. Let me move on to the next main thing. And I was tinkering with the backgrounds earlier to see if I can make that happen now. Let me switch it. So this is episode 15. This is the thumbnail of what you're going to be seeing on YouTube. But the reason why I did this and why am I talking about Rotoscoper? Well, I'm glad you asked, even though you didn't ask. It's because, well, I just became. I'm gonna pull it up right here, and I'll share the screen with you. Rotoscoper, for those who don't know, and I'm not 100% familiar with everything they do. From what I've seen, they are a blog. They also are a YouTube channel, and I'll share it with you real fast. Let me share screen. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about this, and I won't share audio. I don't know. This time we're not reacting to anything here. Let me move it to the side. Okay. Now, Rotoscopers, this is a blog that you're seeing all the other websites that I'm messing with. I'm glad there was nothing inappropriate at the top at the tab. But you can right here you can see that let's see. It is a blog about animation. Anything that's animated, they're going to cover, whether it's Disney, DreamWorks, no matter what it is. They only cover stories or do reviews on things that's related to this animation related. So when I became aware of this channel and this blog, I saw that they take submissions. And I'm full disclosure, I'm going to be honest with you. I am on a campaign right now to become a member or an official writer for Rotoscoper. There's a friend of mine who is currently a writer for them. And the reason why I want to write for Rotoscoper is because I do reviews for movies or animation on my channel, but sometimes I give views on that. Sometimes I don't. It's not about the views. It's just that I don't know if my platform is the best for when I do reactions or stories about animations. Most of the time, I don't feel like it's. I don't think the audience here at T3 Media is always looking for that. But a website or a YouTube channel that it's 100% mainly their focus, I'm trying to lend a voice there. So. Full disclosure, this is me honestly, kissing up to the powers that be, trying to go to Rotoscoper, but they are awesome. They do have a great blog, and if you see right here at the top right corner where I'm putting the mouse there right here, that might look familiar to you, and the reason why that might look familiar to you because that's my story right there. I did contribute a story because I did a sketch or an interview of Amanda who helps me here on the channel, and we had her dressed up like Princess Anna from Frozen, and I wrote a whole story about that experience and everything, because it's a funny story how that all came about. But they liked the story, they accepted it, and there I am. I'm officially published on Rotoscoper. So go to rotoscoper.com, check that out. And the story is called "Feeling the Love of Frozen in the World." Every November they do what is called Frozember, and it's all about the Frozen movie. So. And what do you think of? Do you cover a lot of animation on your?
I do actually. I do talk about some of the animation, especially. I actually did a review for Frozen 2 yesterday. And
you've already seen the movie?
Yeah, I already saw the movie, and yeah, I love watching a lot of these old animation, especially some of the older ones I used to watch as a kid to see if they still hold up to this very day, and. A lot of them still hold up. I'm very happy for that. Especially a lot of the old cartoons that I used to watch as a kid.
Oh yeah,
and they're still a hold up to this day. And I actually met the voice actor who played Yakko not that long ago, and I asked him, what are your thoughts on like Animaniacs and how you think it? Did you ever think that the jokes would ever be used? Would get to where they are now? Oh, hold on. And if they would, like you remember some of the adult jokes that they use in Animaniacs?
Oh yeah, I remember one specifically.
I asked him about that, and he told me that like as a kid you won't get them, but as an adult now, like, oh, there you go. Yep.
I heard, and Animaniacs is coming back. Was it you who told me that, or was that Joy? I think that told me that Animaniacs is coming back. I heard that they're bringing the show back.
Yeah, I think it was for 2020. They said we were going to release it, so I'm looking forward to it. I hope that it goes well, and hopefully people will like it, especially the younger generation.
Yeah. Well, if you like doing a lot of or reading a lot or watching reviews and anything on animation, check out Rotoscoper. Is another plug. Go to Rotoscoper. You want to feel like a kid again? Check out Rotoscoper. On their YouTube channel is really entertaining. They like I said, they cover everything animation. Frozen 2 is now out, so they're having a lot of fun with that. And go read my story out there. Maybe if you like to write about animation stuff, go contribute and see if they'll publish your stuff. I'm not the greatest writer in the world, so but they liked. I guess they love the idea that I presented. It's awesome. I'm really proud of it.
Oh yeah. So. I'm probably gonna end up reading it too. You might have to send me the link for it, man, because I want to check it out now.
Rotoscoper.com. At rotoscoper.com, feel like a kid again and enjoy the magic. See, there's my plug right there.
There you go. Probably should do a commercial for them.
Oh yeah, that's my shameless plug. Let's see if it works. But I'm buttering them up. Oh my God! Before I move on to the next thing, okay. So you just brought up Animaniacs, and Here's one of those jokes I remember. It's not that bad. Okay, so there was an episode where Yakko, Wacko, and Dot were looking for something, and they had to dust for prints. And you remember that?
Dust for fingerprints.
Yeah, exactly.
I found prints. Fingerprints.
She found prints and had the finger prints and was holding them and said, "Yeah, no, I mean fingerprints." And she just looks at Prince and goes, I don't think so. It just throws him away. But did you notice that grin on his face? He was like, yeah. And you're like, no. I didn't get it then. And then later I'm like, how did we get away with this on TV? Like, and I hope that's still the formula moving forward.
I think it will be, because that's pretty much what made it work. So hopefully that's still what they'll do.
We'll see. Well, let us know what you guys think about Animaniacs and fingerprints, I guess. All right. The last thing I wanted to talk about, I wanted to ask you about it's the holidays, so we're heading into Thanksgiving and Black Friday. It's pretty much almost it's what did I say? I was just singing this earlier. I was driving by, saw a bunch of Christmas stuff all hanging around. I was thinking it's beginning to look a lot like capitalism. Everywhere you shop. Yes. That's what I was thinking. That's my new version of the song. It's beginning to look a lot like money everywhere you go, because now Black Friday's coming, so you're gonna get those deals. How are you gonna handle the what are your plans for the holidays this month?
Well, I'm already prepared for it, especially for work, where we're already getting a lot of merchandise for it. So I'm already prepared for that, especially for Black Friday.
What do you mostly do? So what's your like holiday, like your tradition? Like, do you watch a certain TV show, movies, games? What do you mostly do?
Well, usually I watch some old classic films, especially since we're getting close to December. I'm watching a lot of old Christmas films, so just to bring back a lot of good memories.
Oh, cool. Like, what's your I guess rule of three? Can you think of, before we even go into rule of three? Well, let's you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna save that question for later. I'm gonna write it down for myself. I'm gonna ask you that when we get into that. All right. So that's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. There's a mystery coming up. So we'll play a game on that. All right. So what do I do for what was the thing that I normally do for the holidays? For Black Friday, my tradition used to be I used to go into the stores, not to shop, but to watch the madness before they when Black Friday shopping was still chaotic and
Yeah.
stores where where it was all madness and it seemed like the news was kind of promoting the madness until people started getting hurt. But I used to people watch on Black Friday because I just like watching people lose their minds, like the way the Joker said on Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah.
So I do that. I don't know what I watch on TV. Charlie Brown's
Oh
Thanksgiving.
yes.
That's one of the things I'm watching, and I don't know. No, I don't know. There's certain things. So I guess let us know, which guys. What do you guys normally do for the holidays when you're watching? When it's TV, do you go to the movies when it comes to the holidays? Does anybody go to the movies on Thanksgiving? Is that or is that Christmas that's the best time for movies?
I think it really depends on what movie people would want to watch during, Thanksgiving or even around Christmas. But
I think Queen and Slim is coming out this coming week for Thanksgiving.
yeah,
That's a good one. Yeah. I already saw that one the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty good. The review's already up. Go check it out. But all right, let's move on to the rule of let's see. Somebody's chimed in. Let's see. Craig is already he's already popped in and out. I told you he was gonna wait until after we were already live. So
all right.
Yeah, let's see what all he says is yo.
Craig
is supposed to be on the panel, so this is not even a question. So that's why I'm doing it now. It doesn't count for the last segment. Craig, the tech guy, go check out his YouTube channel. You were supposed to be. Let's see if I'm missing anything. No, he hasn't said anything.
Yo, Craig, where you at?
Yeah, you're supposed to be right here on the panel. So Craig, if you're still watching, check out go to the network on our Twitter link, and the link to get in is right there. So come on in, Craig. Let's go to the last thing. So now let's move on to rule of three. All right. So on rule of three, I open whatever you want to talk about. What's the top three things that's going on that you want to bring up? The floor is yours. Go.
Well, I think one of the things I wanted to talk about is the fact that we are getting close to, December. We're getting close to the fact that Star Wars is coming out, the Rise of Skywalker, and there's already a lot of hype for it. And I think my concern is, I think people are getting themselves way too hyped for this. I understand, there's a reason why people are looking forward to this film. It's the final, film of the, Skywalker. But
it's
at the same time,
one in the trilogy. No,
yeah, it's just. But here's the thing, I think we shouldn't get too hyped for this. You can get as hyped as much as you want, but I think people should, be careful, because after what happened with the last film, people got very upset about that. So my hope is people will, be calm, relax. Let's go into this film. Let's just sit back and enjoy it. And hopefully you guys won't lose your freaking mind. Okay, I get it. You're huge Star Wars fans, but I'm a Star Wars fan too, but I'm not the kind that's going to lose my freaking mind if things don't go the way I hoped it did.
Right. You're not gonna put all of your hopes and dreams on this one movie. You know what? On that subject, did you see what Freddie Prinze Jr. said on a podcast recently about that? How Star Wars is for the children of whatever generation these movies are coming out. A New Hope, Empire, and Jedi were mostly for the kids at that time. And then when the prequels came out, it was geared towards the kids of that time. And these movies are geared towards the kids of today. And what he says that people are really upset about, like the first set of movies, he said you're just upset because the movies didn't grow up and move along with you. It wasn't supposed to. It was meant to target the kids of that, that generation. And that's coming. He says that's coming from the mouth of George Lucas himself. He said, so people are putting too much emphasis on what it should be and why isn't it like the way I remember. It's like, well, because this is not your generation. It's targeting today's kids. And I kind of agree with them on that one. So that's,
I don't doubt that. I actually agree with that as well. I mean, look how the film was, the original trilogy was back then, and look at how it's changed. I mean, I think the newer generation have gotten used to the Star Wars that have been released like right now from the original, from the new trilogy, and also with the Clone Wars series as well, and the other series that they did with Rebels. So I think they are targeting more with the newer generation, and that's working well for them. And the ones who are older, who grew up with this, those people can still connect with the new series and the new movies as well. But I think we have to be careful with the ones who are the diehard fans who will freaking lose their mind if things don't go the way they will.
What they call themselves, the fandom menace.
Oh God.
It's a group. And you know, I saw recently that some of them are crediting themselves, and they say that if it wasn't for the fandom menaces, those types of fans that have been complaining or pushing for the network, or not the network, for Star Wars to do the things that they wanted to do, there would not be, according to them, there wouldn't be a Mandalorian series if it wasn't for them, pushing for them to do what they want them to do. Whether that's true or not, hey, look, if they want to give themselves the credit for it, hey, well, fine, whatever. We got the show; it's here now. Whether the fandom menace is the reason why we got it, or because Kathleen Kennedy greenlit it,
yeah.
Well, it's just up to debate, right?
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, really.
But that was the first. What's the next one you got? You got two more subject lines, or was that all three of them?
Well, that was one. I think the other one is the fact that I'm actually planning to do a video for this later on, but it's mostly targeting Disney live action films with the animated films, and how there are people who are not happy with how Disney are still making more of these live action films based on their childhood, and how there was such a freak out about the Little Mermaid, about the changes they're making there. And all I said to people is, some of those films didn't do exactly well, and I'm sure a lot of people have different opinions about it, but I actually liked some of the live action ones because I felt they were a little bit better than the original in some ways. Like the Jungle Book, for example, Beauty and the Beast as well. Of course, we have films that didn't exactly do well, but let's be honest. Dumbo, The Lion King, but at the same time,
the Lion King made more money than the original one, and
and so did Aladdin.
Number one, it's now the number one animated movie of all time. The new Lion King.
I would not call it animated. It's CGI. I would not call it animated. I would not even call it live action either.
It's not live. But it's not live action, which means that all CGI. That is animation. It falls in the category of animation because it's not live.
I suppose, but all I know is that, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter what those people who are complaining think. In the end, as long as Disney makes those money, the billions of dollars they're making now. It doesn't matter. They're going to make more of these, and we're still going to go see them. So
go and check out what JFS when he does his full video on it. I can't wait to check out what your full discussion on it. And one last thing that I would do for the people who are upset about it. My kids won't watch. I force feed them and make them watch Gargoyles and Darkwing Duck and live through my childhood. But if they had a choice, they would not watch it. Kids today have now become used to seeing things in 3D animation. It's sometimes hard for them to go back to 2D. Now everything that's happening in 3D is not necessarily quote unquote better than what's happening in 2D. But just because things are being remade, live action, or whatever the situation is, doesn't mean that it's gonna magically erase the original Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, and all those movies are still there. And this is the same argument with the Star Wars thing. People are just upset that it's not moving along with them. It's not how I remember. It's not meant to. It's supposed to be your kids or the next kids. This is their time. This is their memories that they're gonna. Because I tell you what, 50 years they're gonna grow up and like, this new Lion King isn't like the one that came out in 2019. This one sucks. They're gonna say the same thing in 2075.
Also, let's be honest. A lot of the things we used to watch as little kids, we would not be able to get away with that like right now, especially how people will protests about that. All I know is that with Disney Plus, it's the same thing. They are making sure not to add up some controversial stuff, like a certain song of the style film,
right?
Which is
they give a warning now for the like the Lady and the Tramp when you before you watch it. They give a little. They give a. That's a whole discussion right there. but you have one more. What's the last topic you want to bring up?
Well, I think the other last topic I wanted to talk about, and I think it's what was it again? I think it's the involving video game. I'm going back to Star Wars again. What were your thoughts on the
Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah,
I have not bought it yet.
Oh, you have not bought it. I actually rented it, and I'm happy with it, especially how once again I'm using a lightsaber. I think the last time I used one was for the Force Unleashed 2.
I like that game,
and I'm happy with the fact that they are going back to the single player game again, because Battlefront, the last two they've done, is not been going very well.
Yeah, it hasn't. Yeah, a lot of and this would have been a good topic that Craig could have chimed in on. He's all about the video games stuff, but maybe he got busy. But yeah, I haven't bought it yet. I'm planning on buying it. I heard that the campaign. You said the campaign is real good, or
with the story for the game, it's not bad. I actually am liking it. I liked it a lot, especially how it involves the Inquisitors, and I actually know a little bit about them. But the fact we got a little bit more story with them, I'm like, okay, there you go. Because I was introduced to them with the Star Wars Rebel series that they did. So to have a more,
I didn't know that that the Emperor did that. I thought it was just Vader and the Emperor. I didn't know they had Inquisitors, so I was interesting.
Yeah, I actually was very happy with that. So I thought not bad story, keeps you very interested in how it's going, and especially how you're progressing and everything. But of course, I'm the type that likes to grind. I like to make sure my character gets stronger and getting them to where they need to be, because I have literally died a lot in this game, so many times. So
is it that hard?
prefer.
Is it that tough? But do you have it set to the highest level?
I made the mistake of doing that because I wanted to try that, but
I want to really become a Jedi on this one.
Oh yes, but I went back to normal level, but it was still. I still like it. I like it when it's a little challenging. I like that there's some. Makes you think about what you need to do, especially how there's some puzzles in this game that you have to really think about. So I like it. I thought they did a great job with this game, and hopefully they'll make another one, but maybe involving one of the characters from the Star Wars universe. Maybe involving Ahsoka, maybe one involving Obi-Wan.
I would love an Ahsoka game.
Honestly,
I know people, they give her a hard time, but she wasn't at first, but she has become my favorite Jedi now. The way she is in her the adult Ahsoka is my favorite Jedi of all time right now.
Yeah, I hated the fact that people compared her to Jar Jar. I'm like, what the hell?
No way. And that quickly stopped when she became more and more when she stopped being a Jedi. That last episode when she left the Jedi Order, and then when she came back in Rebels, I don't hear that comparison anymore. I don't hear the hate that they used to have for her. So
I'm very happy with that. So yeah, the game, very well done. Looking forward to if they do another one. Hopefully they will. And hopefully if they ever do a Battlefront game, go back to the way the original two went. Yeah. That's all you can do.
Well, on your recommendation, I'll go check it out. All right. Just let me know what you guys think about it. And all right, now real quick because time is about to run out, we're going to move on to it's question time. So now we didn't get any in. Only comment we got was, I know, like I said, this was last minute. So from Craig the Tech Guy does not count. So I had a backup plan because I knew this was probably going to happen since I didn't set it in enough time. So let me go in here and change it logo to We Got Your Mail. And on what I did a while ago was, I'm sorry, let me share the screen. You can't see what I see unless I actually do something about that. Let's see, Chrome tab. Here we go. And share. That's what I should. That's how I should have did it the first time instead of showing you. Because what if I was looking at something that little kids couldn't see? You saw that little tab at the top. All right. So here on. Okay. So I did a little question right here. Is it gonna let me? Click on it. Yes. There we go. As you can probably hear my stomach growling if this mic is too sensitive. So I do what I call a T3 day poll. And I put a question out there, and I only allow it to be up there for 3 days. You can vote and tell me your thoughts. So the last T3 poll, 3-day poll, I put top wild theories. They wanted the publicity that, well, what was this about? This was about Disney Plus. Oh, okay, I remember now. So the question was about the rollout. Do you remember how the app was breaking down and people were having so many problems?
It was slowing down,
down.
Yeah, and apparently it didn't work well in the UK as well.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
my top 3 theories for that was, number one, they wanted the publicity that they were not ready for so many people trying to log in. Number 2, they were not prepared, and that's why they launched early to get the early good press. And the number 3, which is where everybody, the majority of people, 61%, said they knew, and I worded it incorrectly. So they knew about the problems, and they engineered it for the 7-day free trial. Because at the beginning, you could get Disney Plus for free for 7 days. So why within that trial period was the app not working properly? So I bet people felt like they got their time wasted. They got Disney Plus for free when it wasn't working properly. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe not. Because if you think about it, it's like, oh, it's not working right. At least I'm not paying for it, or at least they fixed it beforehand. So, but people kind of agreed with that majority. They said they but the theory was they engineered it during the time when they were offering it to people for free. That's where most people landed on that. What do you think? If you were to vote, I don't know if you voted on this one or not, but which one of those theories made more sense to you?
Well, to me, I think they may have known about this, but I think at the same time, they probably figured this was going to happen because, of course, when you're going to launch something like this, you're going to get a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be perfect, obviously. I know when I got the WWE Network the first time, there was slow. There were some errors made. So, especially when they updated it, there was a lot of mistakes going on as well, and people were complaining about it. So, this will happen. I think what they are doing is that they're seeing the mistakes, and if they see it, they'll be able to try fixing it in case they missed anything. So, they probably realize they made a mistake, and that's why they're trying now to make sure it works, because if they don't make this work, it's going to cost them. So errors are made, and they'll try fixing it as much as possible.
You're right. Exactly. Yeah. And I honestly thought that I worded the question in a way that I was making it seem like Disney was being underhanded. But honestly, you want a 7-day free trial week and to be the week that they debug it, because honestly, by day 2 or day 3, all those issues kind of went away. So I know it was kind of annoying to some people at the very beginning, but for the ones who didn't have to pay for that first week and then they fixed the problem in time. Imagine if you would have did it like me. I paid for it right from the beginning, and I was having those issues. So I wish I was one of the free trial people who didn't pay for it until they got the bugs out, because that would have determined whether or not I would have officially paid for it or not.
Right.
But all's well, I guess that ends well. It didn't turn into a big disaster. And I don't know. What do you think? You think Netflix is shaking in their boots right now? Is this competition a threat?
Oh, it's definitely a threat, especially since Disney has more to offer than Netflix, and Netflix not doing very well, especially with the controversies that go on with it. So, that's gonna be a problem. So,
let me know where you guys vote. Well, you can't vote on that now, but if I don't get viewer questions, I also will also throw in a T3-day poll in there. So look out for that. You can hashtag that, and I'll just throw an oddball question out there and try to get people's votes on it. And I always answer it here or on an episode of We Got Your Mail. But that's it, man. What am I about to do later? I'm about to do some reactions, I guess, to some things. There's another epic rap battle of history about to drop. That's already dropped. I
actually did that right before we started.
Oh man, I'll check it. I'll check out yours, and I'll do mine right now after we get off on that.
All right.
and I'll check yours out too, and I'll shout it out.
Well, before we go, do you mind if I plug something as well?
Oh yeah, go ahead. The floor is yours.
All right, well then, ladies and gentlemen, for those who live in McAllen, Texas, or live near McAllen, Texas, we're going to have our Wrestling Revolution's True Survivor Lockdown show, which every match will be in a steel cage. We have Sheriff Kiefer Bartek going up against Brandon Osiris, Ray Knight versus Chino, the return of Terrell Tempo against Johnny Bedlam. We have the return of Max Castellanos against Dr. Great Scott in an Extreme Rules cage match. And our main event, we also have a War Games True Survivors match, 5-on-5, lockdown steel cage, Team Kingdom against Team Last Chance. So hope to see you guys there. And we'll be here next Friday, actually, at the Historic Cena Array in downtown McAllen, Texas. All right. Well, hopefully see you guys there.
At McAllen, Texas. Go ahead and check that out. Let me get. If they don't have you on the mics announcing these matches, that's a shame because that's how you do an announcement. Like,
oh yes, and hey, as general manager for the Wrestling Revolution, I gotta keep doing that, man.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, you heard it here, guys. Go check that out. If you're in the area, if you want to know more, hit up JFS. You got it right there at the bottom of the screen, so you can learn all about it. I appreciate you, man. We only went 6 minutes over time. It's not bad. I try to keep it under 30 minutes, but you know what? Sometimes I'm long-winded, so I apologize.
That's fine, man. No worries.
All right, let me check out this new video, and till next time, guys. Hey, peace.
Take care.